So we're back here. And with John Noaks. I've got this earphone that doesn't want to fit in my ear. It's an unusual size.
Right.
Not the ear, the earphone. And I'm sitting with John Noaks, head of the real estate board. John, welcome to the Cable 10 Kootenay Express studio tonight.
Thank you very much, Nelson.
And maybe to give some background to the viewers, you could tell us, what does the real estate board do?
Well, the real estate board administers the multiple listing service for the East and West Kootenays, which is a region that goes from Revelstoke to Golden, and it looks after the, as I mentioned, the multiple listing service and the other functions of the board.
And so all the real estate agencies are part of the board?
Yes, they are. I believe that all the offices within our region belong to our board. So the offices belong, and then the licensees are also members of the board.
Okay, because I guess in the last couple of years, business has been good for the real estate market here, because it was that there were a lot of properties available, and today prices have gone up. Their rental situation has decreased to a critical point, some would say. But I guess that you must look at that as really a forward success and direction we have to go in.
Yes, the last few years have been exceptionally good. I think, as most people are aware, from 1980 or 81, where the market peaked, it went down very dramatically to about 1985, and then it leveled for about 2 years, and then it's been on a steady increase since. So most people have seen the value of their properties recover from where it left off, and in some cases it's gone higher than where it was at that point in time.
Uh-huh. And have you been following this particular election? And
as closely as you can. I just noticed the results tonight as they're coming out now slowly, so it'll be interesting to see where it ends up.
Yes, and do you think that that will have any effect, that whoever gets elected, let's say, we won't mention any names here tonight.
Right.
But whoever gets elected, do you think that the city will continue to expand and grow? And as John Brand said, in fact, within the city limits, we have nowhere else to grow, and that people to our area are really moving into Blewett, the North Shore. And do you think that the council actually makes any difference to this?
Well, hopefully they can. I think that Gerald's done an excellent job in the years that he was mayor, and I'm hoping that somebody that comes in will be able to continue and be as dynamic as he was, and hopefully council can have some bearing on what happens. There's not a lot of land available in the city, so they have to do everything they can to develop other parcels that are available or make them available for development. And definitely the city seems to be growing on the outskirts more than within the boundaries itself.
Do you think that there is more space within the city limits that should be developed for residential properties? Is that what you're saying?
No. Well, there doesn't appear to be very much land that's easily developable. I think that's the big problem. I think some of the sites that are available maybe have to go to higher density, condominium developments and apartment buildings, because the demand for housing in the city is so widespread. Right. It doesn't matter whether you're building single-family houses or condominiums. The demand seems to be in every area. Yes,
because there were a number of people also who were running, who were affiliated with real estate companies. Mm-hmm. Have you've been living in the area for a while?
Yeah, I've lived at Bell for a good part of my life. Then we moved to 6 Mile, and we moved into Nelson this spring. So I've been involved in the real estate in Nelson for a long time now.
And I find it's very interesting. I came to Nelson 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. So, and when I came here, I'm a renter. Yeah. And the building that I rented had 5 apartments in it, and they were all empty. Today they're all full.
Yeah, that's very common now.
Yes. And I feel very fortunate to have my apartment, and I do hope that we will be able to ease our housing situation in some way. I am looking forward to that. What advice would you give our council, our new council, without again mentioning names, on what they could do to not only deal with housing, but with our city as a whole? Do you have any?
Well, I would certainly recommend that if there is anyone that's looking to do developments, that they be as open-minded and cooperative as they're able. Because I think if the city gets directly involved, sometimes it doesn't always work out that well, and things end up, maybe costing more than they should. But if there's any projects that developers put forward, I think that they should do their utmost to try to accommodate the situation, because it's definitely very desperate.
Yes, yes. Do you know of other developments that are pending now in council? Are you referring to things that are already in council right now, or in general?
Well, I was thinking more in general, but I'm aware of two projects that are in preliminary stages of development, and I think those are the type of things that need council's help, assistance and encouragement, rather than any roadblocks being thrown up. It's really important that developers and council work closely together to try to provide more housing.
We were just speaking with John for apartments, but I'm sorry, not only a place for hotel rooms, but also for condominiums. Is this one of the projects that you were?
No, I'm not too familiar with what's happening there, because it seems like it's been ongoing now for such a period of time that I don't know, nobody seems to know for sure whether it's going ahead or whether it's just still people hoping that it'll be able to work. But if there's condominiums going in that complex, I think that'll be great, because obviously a lot of people come to Nelson because of the climate, which is a result of the lake and the beauty of the lake.
Yes.
And unfortunately, we don't have an awful lot on our waterfront. We've got an airstrip and a mall parking lot, and we've got beautiful soccer fields and a park, but
yes,
it would be nice to see more development on the waterfront that was non-commercial, in my opinion.
Yes, and we also spoke with Sean Lamb earlier today, who gave us a little bit of history about our waterfront and the CPR lands, which she explained why CPR has so much land down there. It was part of the original negotiation 100 years ago that we're still living with today.
Yeah.
And I find that quite interesting.
Well, it's maybe as CPR tends to gear down its operations, that land will become available, and it would certainly be a good site for any kind of housing.
And you're living in Nelson now?
Yeah, we're living in Nelson now.
Okay, and so you did vote?
Did vote, you bet.
Okay, yeah. And I think you're in the majority of the citizens of Nelson today who voted. I've heard, unofficial results to date. Can everybody see that? It's up. It's up. Well, that looks like a lot of numbers there. I think there's going to be about 6,000 total, so we're 1/6 through the...
Yeah, so it's very close then.
It seems very close. Are there results for aldermanic candidates as well? Not yet.
Just have to wait and be patient.
Yes, well, I really thought when I came down here at 8 o'clock, they'll have it finished by 10, But I look forward to seeing how this is all going to work out.
Yes, it'll be exciting.
And do you have a wish list that you would, you did speak about some things, of course, dealing with real estate, but do you have other, we are a whole community, we're made up of a lot of different aspects. There's a lot of different, we have art and culture and skiing and bringing people into the community. does affect our real estate market and things like that. Is there any other wish list that you would have that, let's say, it's not directly real estate related, that you'd like to see?
Well, I guess I would like to see the quality of life that we've been enjoying so far be maintained. I mean, Nelson has a beautiful lake that's ice-free, so it provides good fishing and boating. The Whitewater Ski Hill is an excellent ski facility, so that tends to draw an awful lot of people as well. And I guess everybody talks tourism, but I don't know, unless somebody's prepared to put in enormous amounts of money to build a big destination resort, how far tourism per se can really go. But to me, Nelson, when I went to Notre Dame and graduated from there, was an excellent education facility, and I would really like to see the education part of Nelson continue to develop more than it does.
Mm-hmm.
So there's some good efforts in that way, I understand, but to me that would be really important.
Yes, yeah. Do you have any particular last things you'd like to say before we move on here?
Well, I would just really like to say I'd like to wish the incoming council the best, and the mayor, the new mayor, and that Nelson's been going through some good times in the last several years, and that I think the next few will also be good. So I wish them the best.
Okay, well, I want to thank you very much for coming on, and we'll be watching along with you, I'm sure, to see who wins. And I also feel that whoever does win, and all the candidates have put in a really good, clean effort here. I'm really proud of my community.
Yes, I think we all are.
Can we go to take a PSA break?
Yes, give me sort of 20 seconds.
20 seconds.
It's got to give him 20 seconds. Okay. So I want to thank you very much for coming down.
Thank you very much, Nelson.
And you have a good evening. And okay, and we'll see you then.
Good.
Here we go out to a PSA break, and we'll see you in just a few moments.